It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The big seat. Alright, it's almost 5 minutes past 9 o'clock, the 27th day of June 2026. Welcome aboard the big seat on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. Good music, good friends. Good morning from wherever that you're catching the show. My name is Wesige Banyaji. We are here on Plot 12, Mbara City. The land of milk and honey is where we are from. But you can be able to listen to the show online on 912cruisefm.com/stream and Cruise TV for TikTok and YouTube. So you just type in Cruise TV. I'll be able to you'll be able to watch all that is happening here. The team is already with me in studio. But before I introduce them, let me give you a recap of the week. Now, the local government minister, Honorable Baram Bargahara, with the government analytical laboratory, carried out a DNA test on the children of the late Kadongo Kamu artist and legend John Paul Job Kafero, only to turn out that of the 25 children, only 4 belong to him. And the surprise of it all, the 4 that least look like him are the legitimate children. I will seek an opinion of the gentlemen on studio. I say what they think about that. But we know that the Electoral Commission declared NRM's Nabaiga Aida as the duly elected District Woman Member of Parliament. President Museveni appointed Minister of Higher Education John Chrysostom Muyingo as the acting Minister of Education there. And in the same spirit, he also appointed Aruna Kasura as the acting Minister of Foreign Affairs. We know that the Minister of Education, the Right Honorable First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, is not doing very well health-wise. She's been struggling with her health a couple of while now, and we only pray for the First Lady to recuperate and go back into serving the country. We congratulate Haruna Kasolo and Chrysostom Muyingo for the elevation there. It definitely shows that the president trusts them. Now, the Council of Bars and Law Societies of Europe, which represents more than 1 million lawyers across 46 countries, wrote to President Museveni expressing concern over the detention and prosecution of lawyer and senior advocate Elias Lukwago. How consequential is that letter of whether it can change the mind of the president or the first son? It's something that you and I can contemplate about. Now, a fresh political storm is brewing inside Parliament following a move by members of Parliament aligned to the People's Front for Freedom. No, not People's Front for Freedom, but the Patriotic League of Uganda, to introduce a controversial amendment to the Administration of Parliament Act. The proposal seeks to alter how the leader of opposition is chosen. I welcome the 3 gentlemen with me in studio. Engineer Ronald Dakankwata, who is a member of the National Resistance Movement, I have Mr. Ankunda Best Arnold, who is a member of the People's Front for Freedom. He is the former guild president of Bishop Stewart University. And a contestant in Isinjiro North, though he never tended to appear on that ballot paper because of maybe the powers that be. Now, I also have Navasa Alan, who is the youth leader of the Forum for Democratic Change, the original FDC in Rukunjuri district. Good morning, gentlemen. Let me start with Mr. Navasa Alan. Good morning and welcome to the big set.
Good morning, Mr. Banyaji, and my fellow panelists who are already here. I bring greetings from the Forum for Democratic Change, the FDC. Yes, we still in existence because in Parliament we have 10 members of Parliament. We have district chairpersons across the country and mayors. We are still in the statutory books of Uganda, so we still exist. So I'm by name of Navasa Aran. I'm the district chairperson, FDC, Rukunjiri district, and the former speaker for Buyanza sub-county in Rukunjiri district. I welcome you.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope the people of Rukunjiri, where I come from,
Yes.
it's also important to know that you're my chairperson, sir.
Yeah.
I hope the politics of Rukunjiri is played out well, and I want to welcome you to the big seat. Good morning, Mr. President, and welcome to the show.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Wesige. Allow me welcome my fellow panelists who are here with me, and actually they are my friends. And Mr. Wesige, on a sad note, the Mbarara People's Front for Freedom chapter, yesterday morning we lost a comrade, a colleague. He was found in his home dead, and we are still waiting for the postmortem report, which is today. And immediately after here, we are heading for the Requiem Mass in Chisenyi. So it is a sad morning for us.
Yes.
And a sad week because he was our treasurer, People's
And he
Front
had
for
been
Freedom.
active in
Exactly.
the politics of the FDC and PFF
Yeah,
for
true.
a
He's
while.
a legend, and when we crossed to the People's Front for Freedom, he came with us. He has been a good treasurer. You know, there are those treasurers that do not do according to what
That belong to the
terms.
long arm department.
Exactly. So we celebrate him,
Yes.
and surely may his soul rest in eternal peace.
Amen. Yes, Mr. Ronald Akankwata, good morning to the big set.
Thank you, Wesige. Good morning. Good morning to fellow panelists and the listeners of the big seat. It's always a pleasure to be here. My name is Ronald Akankwatsa. Like you said, I belong to the National Resistance Movement. I'm a youth leader and a youth inclusion advocate. Actually, people call me the catalyst for youth-led economic transformation. So it's
more or less like Sovereignomics or something.
yes. And my ideology is that the young people should be actually at the forefront of transforming our economy and also transforming the political structure of our country. So I'm always glad to be here. Wesige, like you said, about the CBCE, trying to involve itself in matters of a sovereign state. I think this is uncalled for. And like you asked if it has even any impact. There is nothing like an impact that it will bring to the decision of the president or decisions of the state and the judiciary. Uganda is a sovereign state, and we have our own judiciary, we have our own courts of law. So the CBCE should actually try other things other than involving itself in matters of governance in Uganda. Also,
but also Miriam Matembe, I had forgotten to tell the listener
yes,
that we know that the family of the Honorable Miriam Matembe came out to tell the country that the lady had disappeared and cannot be traced up to now. But we also know in the past 2 weeks she had been very vocal and deliberate about reminding the president and the first son of the violation of human rights and failing to respect the rule of law.
You see, first of all, I don't support any kind of human rights violation. I don't support any kind of torture to any Ugandan. No Ugandan deserves torture. No Ugandan deserves to be violated their human rights. So I think if it is true, by the way, because we don't know, we are not sure whether she was abducted, whether she was maybe her home was invaded. All we are hearing about is rumors from her family. It could even be stage managed. She can even brought it for herself. So I won't go much into that, but like I said, I don't support any kind of human rights violation. Also, Wesige, I think we should also celebrate that after a long time, we are going to have LC1 elections. So it's good for Ugandans to recognize that we are going to have very active and democratically elected local council chairpersons. You know, this is the smaller unit of governance, and it is very crucial, by the way. Whether you're going to the army, whether you're going to apply for certain jobs, they will request you for a recommendation from the chairperson LC1.
Yes.
So I'm glad that right now the Electoral Commission and the government of Uganda got the money and they have prioritized actually constituting those local council committees, which are very crucial in governance.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think maybe before I let you go and go to the other two gentlemen, maybe your comments on the DNA that has been shaking literally the society of men, of how we must deal with the issues that we have with women going forward.
But you see, as young people, I think this is somehow a worrying factor. Like maybe we are even trying to fear going into marriage. Because when you see a person who has been maybe thinking that he has 25 children, and you find out that only 4 belong to him, then it's also a worrying factor to this generation. It means that we are no longer trustworthy in our families. The women, both the women and even the men somehow, by the way. Because these children belong to other men who may not know their children where they are. But also, it is a sign that we need to actually make ourselves and our lives more important and crucial, that they may even say, this is your child when they are not your children.
Okay.
They cannot say that a poor person, they cannot get you from somewhere in Isinjiro, you are poor, you don't have money, and they say this is your child. So they always do that to people who are influential, who have money.
Okay.
So this is also an encouragement to the young men that they strive. Maybe they can give children to you for
Listen, Ronald, my brother, Mr. Arnold, certainly I cannot fail to ask you about this situation. But isn't it right now to bring back the debate of why don't we have DNA at birth? Shouldn't it be compulsory and mandatory that every Ugandan who goes to a hospital to deliver a child should have their child tested for DNA? Don't you think?
Actually, you know, science has come to a level that we need to follow. Like what transpired in the country has disappointed everyone, every Ugandan, including I personally. I was disappointed. Out of the 25 that came claiming to find, they are just 4 kids, for 4 men actually and 1 lady.
Yes.
Including the one that has all
The features.
the futures of the late.
Yes.
You can imagine, I was disappointed. I also
I saw people saying, but we might be arguing that this man looks like the late. How about if first shaves that beard and then we see?
But even the eyes, you
Yes.
can simply see that this is the Paul Kafero we had
Yes.
those times. So, I now draw a point to fearing women in the first place. I've been listening to all that you need to fear ladies. I tried to follow the Bible that speaks about how a woman went to talk to a snake. Remember, we all fear a snake. And then this woman, this lady, goes on to discuss with that snake, the serpent. So, maybe I thought they were drawing that from that point of the Bible and the verses and scriptures. But today, if you can see how Paulo Kafero toiled for all these children, the tuition, the school fees, the basic needs, that they took until now they are trying to do what? To follow him. And then to find they are just for kids, for children.
Okay.
You need to fear women. And also, this is an advice to men. Please let us do DNA. These ladies are. That is the question of that.
Alan, I want to ask you on the aspect of finances, money, assets that prompted this whole DNA process, because it started somewhere. It's because they want to sell part of the estate of the late. And then there were too many children, and some of them were disputing how they could be siblings and all that. Mustn't government now, because government has a responsibility in managing society, mustn't government now think about maybe passing law to introduce mandatory DNA?
You see, firstly, for me, I don't encourage DNA because me, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm still in the traditional thinking. Every child you have at home is your child. Yes. We have a saying at our, in our home, say, bona na vana, meaning all are your children. If God blesses you with them, you have resources to look after them, you just help the society and we grow with our children. So for me, I discourage DNA things because someone might kill you for nothing. Let's say you have a child, you have been paying, he has already been at the university, he's working. At the end, you know that this is not my child. So instead of busting, for me, I will not do.
You rather live in the lie.
Yes, I will leave it at that.
Okay.
But I encourage my wife. I think she's listening. You do the needful and you don't mix.
Okay. We put that at that. We're stopping for a breather. When we come back, we'll be talking about the new legislation proposal that is brought by a member of parliament that is affiliated to the Patriotic League of Uganda, that sets to introduce a law that will make it mandatory for members of the opposition to elect their leader. Let's stop for a break. When we come back, right into that. Good morning.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
It's tough, it's bold, it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
that very short commercial break. It's 22 minutes past 9 o'clock on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM, good music. Good friends, my name is Wesige Banyaji. If you don't know, the Big City happens every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11. We are right here on Plot 12, Mutilen, but you can be able to listen to the show online on cruisefm.com/stream and on Cruise TV for TikTok and YouTube. Now the numbers to call is 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Then we are 912 Cruise FM on X and 91.2 Cruise FM on Facebook. Follow, like, comment, give us feedback, and we shall be able to interact and keep it going. We're celebrating 15 years of being the biggest in the region, so be a part of our conversation as we get to gear up to November, as we come to your area to bring this ready experience in your place. Now, we have three gentlemen with us in studio. I have Mr. Arnold Akankwasa, who is a member of the National Resistance Movement. I have Mr. Best Arnold Ankunda, who is a member of the People's Front for Freedom. Gives me a tongue twist. That political party that is famously known for Dr. Kizza Besigye and Elias Lukwago. And I have Nabasa Alan, who is a youth leader in the Forum for Democratic Change. Comes from Rukunjiri. We are talking about a proposal by Dennis Namara, the Honorable Member of Parliament, that he belongs to the Patriotic League of Uganda. It intends to introduce a law that will make it mandatory for all members of the opposition to elect their leader of opposition. Certainly the law now states that there shall be a leader of opposition who will come from the biggest political organization in Parliament. And certainly it's been tradition that the leader of opposition is appointed by the president of the biggest political organization in Parliament. Previously we had, I think the first was the Professor Ogengala Tigo. Then we had, I think, Nandala Mafabi there. Then we had the Beta War Ochan, I think. Then we had the Honorable Winnie Kiza. We had the Matthias Mpuga, and now Gerald Senyonyi. Let me start with you, Best Arnold. Is there any salt in this proposal? Is it coming from a need to restructure leadership of the opposition?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Wesige, for this meritorious topic and what is transpiring in the country today. This proposal came in March. Actually, we saw how it was debated about in March.
Yes, it had been proposed by Richard Lumo, the Member of Parliament from Mitiana.
Mitiana South.
Yes.
So we saw it being debated under the Speaker, Right Honorable Among, Anita, and the same person that had brought it on the floor of Parliament. Later in March, the same month, withdrew that proposal, citing that it was harmful and useless. So immediately after withdrawing it, just because they had agreed about that as the members of Parliament, everyone, including the NRM, they saw how it was useless and harmful to the nation. Under the Parliamentary Rule 146. And now, the PRU, which we think is a pressure group, I've been reading in the weekend.
It's a civic organization.
Exactly. Today's Weekend Vision, they stated that on page 3 that PRU is a pressure group and it serves the purpose of improving the lives of the people. But then, here I draw a question. Is sure the PRU serving Ugandans? Is sure the PRU having that purpose they are stating on the paper to improve the lives of the people of Uganda? Or it is just its purpose is actually hurting the Ugandans, the people of Uganda?
But members of the Patriotic League of Uganda, Ugandans.
They are Ugandans, but
Yes.
then they are actually, yes, they are Ugandans, but then its purpose is to improve the lives of the people, themselves and other people, all Ugandans. But then we see its purpose today is surely hurting.
What is harmful in proposing that the leader of opposition
exactly,
should
I'm-
be voted
I'm
by
bringing
all
it.
members of parliament?
Because the purpose of it, to me, I think this is an attempt to threaten and bring Mr. Joel Osenyonyi maybe to kneel in front of them.
But the leader
Threatening-
the office of the leader of opposition is not entirely the person of Senyonyi.
Yes, it is not. But then we saw how Mr. MK's Twitter or X post, whereby he was threatening Mr. Joero, and not only Mr. Joero, but you have seen other individuals being threatened. So to me, I think this is their plan, to threaten whoever comes from the opposition and maybe is trying to reply, or maybe is not sidelining with MK. So they are trying to threaten them all. Secondly, Mr. Wesige, I see when I draw back to Mr. President's, the President of Uganda, how he was mentioning that he doesn't want the opposition in Uganda. I see today they are trying to actually to stop the political democracy in Parliament of Uganda, because this bill, it is actually hitting the democracy, the party democracy of Uganda. They don't want political parties in the Parliament of Uganda. They just want NRM and maybe PRU that is coming from these independent candidates. And also the young people, we have seen the Speaker of Parliament, how they brought him. Now he is just here in the party. You saw him on that...
on the swearing in
exactly,
of
on the
the
swearing in.
Secretary General.
Yeah. And they were happy that we now have the Speaker of Parliament. And then immediately after that, then MK says, I'm now coming to Joel Osenyonyi. We need our own leader of opposition. So you see, they are trying to bring in... they don't want that political, that party political democracy. Mr. Wesige, and all this comes from the president's mission.
What is
that
the
we
mission?
don't want opposition in Uganda.
Okay. Ronald.
Mr. Wesige, the
Yes.
last one. To me, I think they also want to create two power centers. One power center is just because they go to the Speaker of Parliament, who leads the Parliament of Uganda, and now the second power center is the leader of opposition. So the leader of opposition, you know, reality is NRM and PRU, because they claim they are members of PRU in the Parliament of Uganda. So they have the majority. So when they bring this bill to the floor of Parliament, that all MPs elect the leader of opposition, just to know that they are going to look for their own. And how will you check yourself? Because the leader of opposition's role is to check the government, is to check, you know, he chairs the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. He oversees the accounts of Parliament. So how will you check yourself? Mr. Wesige, a thief can never
But
never
they actually-
choose a guard.
Eh.
You can never choose your own guard when you're a thief. So they are, you know, a thief is, they are these people. You know how the leader of opposition tried to bring in that misuse of, he brought that 60 million misuse of the iron sheet scandal. You saw how he brought
The Jennifer Wamuturachi report.
exactly, and then 164 billion COVID-19 funds misuse. If it was a leader of opposition, maybe voted by the whole parliament, and you know, majority is NRM and PRU, just to know that this file was going to be buried. This file of iron sheets, it was going to be buried. This file of 164 billion COVID-19
But even then,
funds.
we only saw one person charged, convicted, and sentenced.
And that's what they want.
That is the Honorable Agnes Nandutu.
Exactly.
The rest are at large. And,
So
and
today they don't.
They were not prosecuted.
Yeah, they were not prosecuted, but then we know that surely they failed to prosecute. But we saw what happened. We saw how 164 billion shillings got lost. We saw how 60 billion of iron sheet was misused. So we know exactly that surely the leader of opposition brought that to Ugandans. It was misused. So even if they don't prosecute, that is not his role. His role is to check
Okay.
and inform. So they are trying to create two power centers.
Okay.
That is when they bring a bill maybe for the Parliament of Uganda to elect the president, the leader of opposition is going to allow it. That is when they bring all these fake bills we have seen, or is the opposition opposing. That is when the leader of opposition is going to say this is right. So that is what they want. Exactly.
And what is it that the Ugandans should expect, going by the fact that the majority are members of the National Resistance Movement who actually can vote proactively for this bill? What does that really mean now for Ugandans?
Of course, one, Ugandans voted the opposition, and maybe the majority went to National Unity Platform. That is their verdict. They voted for the opposition, and then the National Unity Platform got the majority MPs, and that is how it was. And of course, this will erase their decision.
Yes.
Because if we voted that we need the opposition to go on and represent the alternative government, and then today you say that we don't want your decisions, maybe by the votings, maybe by the votes that you brought to the National Unity Platform members in Parliament, that today we are the ones to bring in the leader of opposition when it has already started. Sure, you see they are trying to erase their decisions.
Okay.
And then we also have a Westminster spirit. You know, it is where it all came from.
Yes.
So, don't you think that this is going to break it? It is going to break the Westminster spirit, whereby the leader of opposition is the one to check the government. So if this is brought to Parliament and maybe the bill is passed, surely just to know that it is going to be break. Every country that has that Westminster spirit, of course there are many countries, but then Uganda now is going to change. And
but it's only saying that the leader of opposition is elected by members of the opposition. Everyone, without necessarily saying we are taking it away to elect a member of the NRM. Ronald, why is this very important to you as the NRM, that the leader of opposition is elected by members of parliament other than being appointed by the president of the largest opposition party in parliament?
Thank you, Wesige. You know, one of the four guiding principles of the National Resistance Movement is democracy. And from my school of thought, I understand that also one of the core principles of democracy is participation and inclusivity in decision making. So I remember last time, about a month ago, we were here when the SEC, the Central Executive Committee of the NRM, had released the first letter endorsing the Right Honorable Anita Among and Thomas Taiwa as the candidates for the NRM for speakership and deputy speakership respectively. I came here and said this was very wrong. On a stand that the president and some few members of the NRM who are SEC members, like about 20, it was not right for them to sit somewhere and decide on behalf of the 370 members of parliament who the flag bearer for the speakership race should be. I came here and said, I think we had the late Bruce Owakunda, may his soul rest in peace, and Council Genje. I said it was not right for the president and the Central Executive Committee to sit and decide on behalf of the NRM members of parliament. It was even just an endorsement. It was not a complete election that they have decided on behalf of parliament. It was just an endorsement. I said, how should it have been done? That it should have been done like this: the National Executive Committee, which includes the members of parliament from the NRM, they should sit. Members of the NRM express their interest and say, we want to become the speaker. So the NRM members of parliament elect who should hold their flag for the speakership race. Now, here we are. Why should Emia Kyagulanyi, who actually got less than 5 million votes, sit somewhere in Magere or somewhere at Kavure, whatever, or in the US, enjoying himself, write a letter and say for us as the NUP, since we are the majority in opposition in parliament, we have selected Joel Senyonyi to be the leader of opposition in parliament? Why should it that be? So this means that the decision is made by one individual. Yet the impact of this decision is going to affect the procedures of parliament. I remember saying that the speaker should be elected on the basis of merit, not according to the level of loyalty to the appointing authority, or to the president, or to the SEC chairperson. Today we are seeing the opposition, which is more loyal to the appointing authority and serves the interest of the appointing authority more than the interest of Ugandans. Because we understand when Kyagulanyi says, this is our stand, you as opposition, however much there are other even political parties which are not NUP in parliament, this is our stand. Nobody will actually go against the decision of Kyagulanyi. So this bill specifically is coming in a good spirit to actually revive democracy in parliament and even in as the opposition in parliament.
But you see, where it is premised, we saw that when Joel Senyonyi made a rebuttal to the statements that had been made by the CDF, what the CDF did was to threaten literally impeaching him from being the leader of opposition. So when you see where this was commenced from, you would think the intentions may not be as positive. What do you think?
But I think as Ugandans, let's focus more on necessity of something more than the timing and who even is bringing something. The necessity of this bill is to ensure that there is democracy in the election of the leader of opposition of parliament. Whether it is MK who commented about it, because he also has opinions on how Ugandans should run their country, how the opposition should be handled. It is his own opinion. But look who is bringing it right now. He's also a member of parliament. And his opinions are not, you cannot water them down, that they are baseless or they are for his own. But let us look at the necessity of this bill. And what is the role of opposition in parliament, by the way? The leader of opposition specifically. One, it is to guide the opposition. And also, the opposition is to hold the government accountable. So you don't need to be actually a puppet to the president of the ruling party to be able to hold the government accountable. Because I don't see the reason why these people are even are worried about this. Because the leader of opposition is going to be elected from within the opposition. The same people, they say they have numbers in opposition. The independents, maybe there are some who have signed memorandum of understanding with the NRM, but the majority, some faction still remains aligned to the opposition. So the NUP has about 70 members of parliament, if not 60 something.
The NUP actually has less than 40. They used to be about 38 or something, and now they lost the Kalanga. Their numbers are very small.
Okay, but they are the main opposition party. So why don't they mobilize those numbers, bring a candidate, they participate in an election, and they are voted into power.
Okay.
You see, actually, Mr. Wesige,
Yes.
the issue here, why they are actually against this, the leader of opposition is against this, and even the party, is about the benefits on this office. You see, the leader of opposition's office in parliament is third in hierarchy.
Yes.
After speaker, deputy speaker, then the leader of opposition. Actually, he is entitled to benefits equal to the benefits of the minister. He has security, he has extra allowances, he has an office and staff, everything. So I think they are thinking maybe when this goes into election, maybe someone from PFF can take this. Maybe someone from the Alliance for National Transformation, they have one candidate. But if he's vibrant and capable of winning this, he can take this. But like I said, this should be about merit. It shouldn't be about royalty to the president of the main opposition political party. They have even failed to utilize the opportunities within the opposition, because you understand the opposition in parliament is the one that heads COSASE. They head the Public Accounts Committee. But look, ever since actually Senyonyi left COSASE, what has happened with COSASE? It has been as useless as you may think. Actually, the opposition has been dormant of recent. Also, you don't need to be the leader of opposition to influence debate and decisions on follow parliament. If you check the Hansard, the person who has been very vocal on the floor of parliament, bringing alternative budgets, bringing alternative ideas, alternative solutions to challenges, has been Semujunganda. He has been the most active member of opposition, yet he has not been the leader of opposition. So I think it's not about titles. Who should be the leader of opposition and who should not be.
Okay.
As long as we elect democratically and the person based on merit who should be the leader of opposition, the rest of the opposition can still do their work.
Okay. Yes, best Arnold.
You see, Mr. Wesige, I don't know if merit has lost its meaning. Because if it is all about merit, we saw how the so-called PRU, how it brought in Mr. Oboth
Yes.
on the speakership race. And he's thanking them just because they went through democracy. But then you couldn't repress Anita Among with Oboth because we were fighting Among just because he's a corrupt lady. But then Oboth was 7th on the list of the Iron Sheet scandal. So how would you bring Oboth that he's on merit, that you have brought Oboth because you're looking for merit, and then he's going to repress Anita Among, and this same Oboth is a corruption scandal personality, is a thief, and then you bring him to repress the other one. And again, he's talking about democracy. Yes. We have seen these house elections, how they have been conducted. Mr. Wesige, trust me, these people, they are trying to look for a way whereby they want to weaponize money. They want to bring in the state machinery. As always, you have seen this in the speakership race always. How President Museveni always calls these member of parliaments in the state house and gives them parcels of money, 100 million each. And we have wasted a lot of money from these elections of speaker, and now they are bringing in the leader of opposition election just because they want to give 100 million to the speakership race, each member of parliament, then another 100 million with no number plates. You saw, actually we don't have democracy in Uganda. So how will you bring the democracy you're talking about in the leader of opposition elections? But when it has failed in the speakership race,
you stood as a member of parliament.
Yes.
In a democratic process. What were you doing?
And what were the results?
In a process that you believe that's a
what were the results? So this is what we are telling the Ugandans, that we have no democracy in Uganda, and don't expect it in the leadership election of the leader of opposition.
But you see, Wesige, Arnold here is saying that the government is going to bring money, give it to the members of opposition,
as always,
to elect the leader of opposition.
Not
Now-
members of. No, you see, this bill, they want all members of parliament to elect, not the members of opposition.
They actually want members of the opposition.
Members of the opposition. So-
they want members of the opposition.
Actually, I am even.
I've counter-checked here. I also thought
Yes.
it's all members of parliament, but
Yes.
I've now confirmed that they want a
but-
bill
but you
on,
see-
on a law that will permit only all members of the opposition. to
But
vote.
you see, we have Mr. Norbert Moe, Honorable Norbert Moe, is also a member of opposition. He made a memorandum of MOU with the NRM. So these are the same people they want to bring, maybe to lead the leadership, the leader of opposition, position. And how do you expect Norbert Moe to check the government fuel
Okay.
when he has an MOU with them?
Let's engage Alan. Alan, you've sat back and listened to your comrades here on how, indeed, like Ronald has urged, that it's important that all members participate in choosing who leads them. Isn't it correct that we have a law that allows all members of the opposition to actually elect their leader?
You see, Mr. Banyaji, when we were in the last general elections, the population decided who will be in the government and who will be in the opposition. The population said they voted NUP as the second largest party. So now you cannot go into parliament now and you alter the decision of the general public. This bill is very defective. This bill, it has the bad spirit, and their main intention is to disorganize opposition. And for us as the opposition or FDC, we are not complaining about how the leader of opposition is elected. It has been precedented. We started it with
The Professor Ogenga Latigo.
Ogenga Ratigo. We came in with Nandara Mafabi. We came in with Zwaforogutu.
Yes.
Chiza now to George Senyonyi. The problem here just is the personality of George Senyonyi. People, they don't love or trust George Senyonyi as a person, but there is no any problem in the office of the leader of opposition. Secondly, you cannot bring the sheikhs to choose the cardinal or to choose the bishop of the Christians. Now NRM, they are the one bringing the bill. But for us in the opposition, we are comfortable with how the leader of opposition is appointed. Now, you cannot take away the rights of Honorable Chaguranyi or the other any person who was contested who came the second. Chaguranyi now, he is the de facto opposition leader. Just Senyonyi
He
has
has proxy.
Yes, has delegated powers of the opposition leader who is Chaguranyi, who came second in the last elections. Now, it will be inconsequential now to bring like Honorable Fungaro Caps from the FDC to be the leader of opposition. Yet, in the last elections, we are third. The people voted Chaguranyi. And for us, we are the third in the race. Now, it would be bad to bring the leader of opposition from other smaller parties. That would be undermining the largest opposition party. Yes, the people's verdict. Even in Kenya here, when they are selecting the minority leader, the largest opposition party brings the leader. And here in the bill I have read that all, even the independents will be voting. You see now, when someone contesting, he contested as independent. There is now it will be bad when he comes to parliament and now he involves himself to voting the leader of opposition. And this office of the leader of opposition, it is a constitutional office. It was established by Article 82A of the Constitution. So it is a statutory office. It has their functions. So when you bring the elected member of parliament, it would be, when you bring the elected opposition leader, other than being appointed, this one will undermine multi-party democracy. in our country, which is very bad.
But isn't it also correct to mean that the ideas and the opinions and the positions of other political organizations that are not necessarily the biggest in parliament are not included in, for example, the alternative budget statements or alternative policy by the opposition? Majority of the leaders of the opposition, if they come from either FDC or NUP, it's majorly playing the interests of that organization, but not necessarily all the other political parties.
You see, Mr. Moderator,
Yes.
for us, we the smaller parties, we are not complaining. We are not complaining about
But
that.
also, Mr.
So
Wilson,
now,
Yes.
if you want us to get the lead of opposition and let us work hard, we go to the population, we are elected the best, other than manipulating the process. The people, you were not loved in the population, but when you go to parliament, you need to pray in the gallery and you want to snatch which is not yours. Yes. For me, I
also
still
on that,
encourage.
maybe to add on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe let's allow him. You still encourage?
Yes.
Mm.
For me, I still encourage to remain with the status quo.
Mm.
Let the largest opposition party in parliament always appoint the leader of opposition.
Okay. Yeah, yes,
You,
better
you
now.
see, Mr. Wesige, about that point, the constitution states it that the leader of opposition should come from the majority,
The biggest
the
political party in-
opposition political party.
Yes.
And when we get Joel Senyon, just because he is chosen from the biggest political party, opposition political party, he also has a team he works with.
Yes.
He has the chief whip. You have seen him with the ministers, the shadow ministers he works with. And actually, I'm surprised with Ugandans, including my friend engineer here, who says that he's
He's alone,
disappointed by the billions of shillings that comes to the lead of opposition position or office. It is not his. It doesn't go direct to the account of Joel Sonyanyi. It goes into that team he works with. He works with the chief whip. Of recent, we had Semujunganda as a chief whip. Today,
we have Paul Mwiru.
we have Paul Mwiru. He has a team he works with. So, actually, this money is just to facilitate them, maybe helping them to go to these hospitals and check whether the government, the money that was allocated to them has reached there to actually help them run their office. The office needs furniture, the office needs all that stuff of
yes,
what
that
is
is
needed
required
in
in an
office.
office.
So
Okay.
he has a team he works with, and this team is not only picked from the National Unity Platform or the biggest opposition political party. The PFF has always fronted members on the chief whip. That's why I brought Semujunganda. FDC has.
Okay.
Today, PFF, our lady Nyakato, Asanansi, she is a shadow minister. So he has a team, and these all political parties, opposition political parties, have leaders and representatives on the lead of.
Let's
of
stop for a
opposition.
break. When we link up in the second hour of the show, I'll open the lines so that you have your contribution made. But also read the messages on our social media handles. We are 912 Cruise FM on X and 91.2 Cruise FM. Don't touch your radio. We'll be right back after these messages. Good morning.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great.
it's real politics. The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music,
Great music.
great friends.
Great friends.
All right. We are back from the first hour of the show. It's 2 minutes past 10 o'clock here on Western Uganda's biggest radio station, 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music, good friends. Thank you so much for holding up real good from where we started the show up to where we at. My name is Wesige Banyaji. Good morning. And a special greeting to everyone that is listening online. I know there's so many on Cruise TV that are watching. From wherever that you're watching from, I see you and I appreciate you. You get us to do this every single Saturday. I have Mr. Ronald Akankwasa in studio. Mr. Best Arnold Ankunda is with me here in studio, and Navasa Allen. We talk about the proposal by the Honorable Dennis Namara of the Patriotic League of Uganda that is intending to have members of the opposition elect the leader of opposition. The position of the law is that the leader of opposition is appointed by the president of the biggest political organization in parliament. That position has been occupied by members, especially of the Forum for Democratic Change and then the National Interplatform that was previously Honorable Matthias Mpuga and now the Honorable Joel Senyonyi. We are discussing about the proposal to have this position really elected by all and whether it really makes sense and plays right into the politics of our country. Now we want to involve you. So you call in on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and let's get to hear from you. I know there is already feedback on our social media handles. I have a message from a big seater, Mr. Apollo Tumsime, who was sent in a message to say, the problem is crafting legislation based on sentiments of an individual. Presidential term limits and age limits was lifted in favor of an individual. A week ago, Joel Senyonyi made rants responding to the CDF. The CDF wasn't happy about it and instructed that a legislation be made to remove one individual from office. And this is multi-party politics. Every parliament, even in East Africa, they have a leader of minority in parliament. Honorable Dennis Namara suggests that the leader of opposition be voted by members of the opposition and independent MPs. This means independent MPs are eligible to contest as the leaders of opposition. 70% of the independents have already signed an MOU with the NRM. They attend NRM caucus and now they want to vote for the leader of opposition. Honorable Namara is simply seeking for attention and he has gotten it. Thank you, Mr. Apollo Tumsime, for that feedback. Let me get now to the telephone calls on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The big set. That's lost that call. Call in on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and let's get to hear from you. The big set. Just lost that call. What's wrong with the calls, the telephone calls? Let's get to hear from you. We are talking about the proposal to amend the position of the law to allow all members of the opposition to elect the leader of opposition. We have messages coming in on X. Babi Nathaniel, you are appreciating the show and you're saying, I remember some time back the PLU confirmed that it's not a political movement, but now it's the one bringing the proposal for voting the leader of opposition. I think we should also vote for the CDF and not have that as an appointment. Thank you, Babi Nathaniel, for that message. Moses Ngui, you are appreciating us and you're listening in from all the way in Uganda. You're saying it's unfortunate that the other speaker is talking about democracy. I don't know he has been following the whole process of selecting the speaker. We have been left to God. They are fighting Joel Senyonyi as a person. I have Isinjiro's finest, who is saying the current system ensures stability and honors the voters' choice by giving the majority opposition party the mandate to lead. Changing it could fracture the opposition, diluting its checks on power and playing into the ruling party's hands. Thank you, Mr. Isinjiro's finest, Enos. Darius Romushana is saying, but the problem is that it follows the incidents when the PLU chairperson goes on X and says the public and he wants the leader of opposition changed. This clearly indicates that the public has the move of the bill is jeered by the PLU against the NUP. On the big set. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Colin Zembawazi.
Yes, Colin.
I'm a student at Bar University.
Yes, please, go right ahead.
I want to first thank all of you. But to the point, let me thank Arnold, because he said it clearly that really Uganda we don't have democracy. And I think it is right, because if you see where we are heading, really you can't really guess. First of all, how can a CDF come out and tweet and say they want to remove the leader of opposition, and yet Museveni himself is the one responsible for choosing the people that represent them in the parliament from the army? Whereas no one has come out to talk about that, because they are saying it is being done on an individual basis. So I really say that getting in to involve the independent candidates does not make sense, because most of them are those people that are always involved in NLM primaries, and they are not contented. So how do you say you want them to come and participate in choosing a leader of opposition? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for that feedback. On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910, calling. And let's get to hear your feedback on this particular topic. We put that same question on our social media handles, 912 Cruise FM on X and 91.2 Cruise FM on Facebook. Send me a message on Facebook. Since the VPN was removed, I can now access my Facebook. So you can be able to send and I'll be able to read that message. Mr. Xavier Uguza, you're saying it's CDF politics now. Then it should also be voted for in Parliament. Then at Atuijuchide Akleo, you're listening to the show and you're saying let the largest opposition party hold the leader, because these bills introduced are just wasting taxpayers' money. Then I have Tibesugwa Cesario, you're saying they should only be elected by the opposition legislators only. You're listening in from Chitongore in Kazo. Ainomsha Nick, you're listening in from Kashari in Kashari. Thank you, Mugabe. John Bosco, I see you. Collins, you're listening. Radi Samuel, Gilbert Mohanji, and all of you that are locked onto the radio. I want to appreciate you so much for that and the feedback that you keep sending in. Let me pick one more call, the big set.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. You're loud and clear. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Darius from Jimbi.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I support the proposition. Because if you said that in Uganda there is no democracy, on the other matter of Okero Onyum, the man they were not knowing that he was guilty or innocent. That's why you say the president refused to sign there. Because let's say that
are you sure you are listening to the show? Are you sure? On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call it and let's get to hear from you. But don't digress into some other thing. Now, okay, no, this man has woken up from slumber and he has called in. Okay, no, Loom appealed. He's waiting to appear before the Supreme Court or something. On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and let's get to hear from you. The big set.
Yes,
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
It is from the same.
Yes, please.
That topic is very, 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 and it is matching to the presidency. Each one time when we say that that we will fight the opposition until the end. So there is no more opposition. Everything is going to the ruling party, because if you insist, then it will become a hard nut to crack. So all opposition members, I'm sorry for them. Let them join the government and move on.
All right. On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Let me read a bit of the message. I have Joshua who is saying, now, if you allow independent MPs also to vote, then the NRM will also influence, because most of the independents are actually NRM leaning. That's a message there that is coming in from Joshua. Thank you, Joshua, for this message. Then I have Kamjsha, who is saying it's not the end of Joel's life because he didn't go into the race of MP to be the leader of opposition. Let me say, given that Kwasa, you're saying if the smaller parties are not complaining, then it should not be an issue. It is only meant to destabilize the opposition. On 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. The big set.
Good morning, Wesley Wanyaji.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Yes, please.
I think Mr. Museveni wants to fulfill his promise. He does not want any position in Uganda.
All right, that feedback. Thank you so much for those that have taken time to call in. Let's get back to studio. Yes, Best Arnold, we know that during the parliamentary exhibition, there had been a proposal to overhaul parliament because of the so much corruption that was happening with the Honorable Anita Among, with the Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, and Honorable Matthias Mpuga. Knowing that we now perhaps have new leadership in the Right Honorable both. And maybe Thomas Tayebwa had his luck that day. Isn't it also correct that we have a change of the lead of opposition?
Mr. Wesige, the term length of the lead of opposition is actually 2.5 years. You know, the whole term is 5 years. But then for the leader of opposition,
the president can actually have someone serve for the entire term. But normally it's been practice that these presidents choose 2 leaders of opposition in between the term. Yes. One serves 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if maybe Joel Zonyonyi later maybe is manipulated, or he doesn't fit for the leadership, the leader of opposition position, maybe he can be changed. But then not allowing all members of parliament to vote. The reason as to why I say all members of parliament is just because you see those who brought the feedback brought it well, that even the independent leaning to NRM MPs are going to vote this. So this is why we say it is all members of parliament. Because those leaning to NRM, they are NRM actually. Then the opposition, then the PFF, all of them to vote. This is very wrong. Because you see, if Kyagulanyi is going to look for the lead of opposition, maybe from his political party, NUP, he already knows the deeds. He already knows how the behavior. He already knows how these MPs of his behave, and he knows the exact person he's going to suit this leadership leader of opposition position and office. So you cannot doubt him. If maybe Joel does contrary to what the office needs, he can be changed after these 2.5 years.
Okay.
So, Mr. Wesige, I'm asking myself why all this comes after Mr. Joel Senyonyi reprise General MK. It is also a question of doubt. Are these people who are fighting to account the leader of opposition, or they are fighting an individual? That is why I started saying that what is the real mission of PRU? Is it fighting for Ugandans? Is it fighting for accountability? Is it fighting for corruption? Fighting corruption? Or they are fighting individuals that try maybe to speak up? So, Mr. Wesige, to me, I continue to question the PRU because a party or maybe a pressure group that has plan talks about jobs. It talks about hospitals. It talks about it should be having a manifesto of farms. It should be talking about markets, roads, Ruka to Rifaro, but not about silencing opponents, removing the leader of opposition because he has replied me, and looking for this one just because he spoke about me. Who is him that cannot be spoke about? So it has no roadmap for youth. PRU has no it has no blueprints for markets. It is all about silencing people. I don't know why they are trying to instill fear in Ugandans. Maybe they want at one point to come and maybe he wants to sell fear to Ugandans so as that we can all keep quiet and be silenced, so that at one time he comes in and says, I'm the president of Uganda. When he has silenced us all, you cannot say and maybe reply or question him just because he has came up and said, I'm a president of Uganda. So I don't know why he's too much into instilling fear to Ugandans, mostly to those who come to speak up.
Okay.
So
yes,
that is a question. And all this they are doing, it is not governance. It is capture. The capture we have been fighting for, it is what he is now bringing and in full swing. Because if you speak about a CDF, questioning him why he is being involved into politics of Uganda, when actually the constitution and literally it doesn't allow him, and then you come and take me to the basement, you even go on your page and brag that I'm having him. You saw how our leader, senior council, Rukwago was kidnapped and taken to basement. A whole Sarongo pressed into diapers. You can imagine. And then you call yourself a CDF. And then when people come up to speak about you, to question you, you now come and say, I'm going to remove you from this leadership position. It happened to me, Mr. Wesige. My dad was a teacher. And when they had maybe I was contesting with Minister Bright Rwamrama, they started questioning him that we are going to remove you from this position of teaching. You can imagine. So it started long time ago, but this one is bringing it in full swing.
Okay.
Capturing, using the policemen and army to do and achieve his goals.
Okay. Navasa, the influence of the CDF. This week, we know that the Honorable Elias Lukwago, who is the lead counsel literally now, the fact that Karua was not permitted into Uganda, there were pictures where he could have been somewhere, not gazetted, not a gazetted facility for holding someone in lawful custody. And it was followed up by the denial of the Honorable Martha Karua, who is the lead counsel in the Besigye case, from accessing literally Kampala. She stopped at the airport. In that same week, you hear the CDF saying, now I'm also going to replace you, Joel Senyonyi, as the leader of opposition. Let's speak about the influence and the power of the CDF in this term of office.
You see, Mr. Wesige, Uganda, it was captured by one family, by Museveni's family. So we are no longer following constitution. We are just following the orders from the CDF. Also, sometimes now I hear that also CDF captured his father. Now it has turned into a monarchy. And it is going to continue like this. For example, you see the whole Speaker of Parliament came in to preside over the function, which is illegal. So the other time I saw Dongoto saying that also this one was an accidental speaker. You see, the whole country now it is in shambles, and CDF, and is not checked. And sometimes he tweeted saying that he can be only checked by his father. So now the constitution, we are no longer following the constitution. We have the UPDF Act, which controls the CDF and the other military personnel, but he's not following. So this country wants prayers. The other time he said, I'm the solely responsible for deporting Martha Karua. I have not had any, even the internal affairs minister is eloquently in silent. The foreign affairs minister also, even we don't have. And you see this CDF now is behaving like the other son of Gaddafi, Saif. So for them, they see Uganda as their estate, as their family estate. They don't think this is a country which have very many people.
So you want to mean that when the CDF looks at the country, you only see the family members?
Yes, yes, for him, he sees that, he see Uganda as part of Rwachitora farm, part of Nshwere farm, part of their buildings in Kashari. So for us, we Ugandans, we are slaves. To him, we are just their servants. Now that's why he don't respect us, because you cannot say you will go and capture the senior council after you put him in diapers. You tweet, you say now he has urinated 6 times, you brag around, and the country is silent. So we are in the tragedy. This one, I call upon the bishops to pray very hard, the sheikhs, the traditional healers also, you must come, and we save this country from the CDF. And a long time ago, the BSJ told us that this one, it is intentional. It is intentional to instill fear in the population, that in the long run, Moz can come in as the president, which is not going to happen. Maybe this country, it will be plugged into chaos when CDF continue behaves like this. He behaves like a pan. You cannot say you are a CDF and you give orders. In our president of orders, the CDF, it's like number 20 around there. But now he behaves as if he's number 1. And the Mzee, you see, the Mzee now is just silent. He's old. He's senile now. He does not take any decision other than that one of his son. And you see what is very fun again. When he was constituting the cabinet, now the cabinet, it is like a family thing.
Of guidance, my friend Alan here should not come to the studios of Cruise FM, listened by 1 million Ugandans out there, and tell them that the president of the Republic of Uganda is senile. This is uncalled for, yes. And actually he should withdraw this statement. You cannot come here to tell the Ugandans 71% of Ugandans went out on the 15th of January and elected the president of their choice. Now for you to come here and say that the president is senile, you're actually saying that the people who actually elected the president are also senile. I think you should withdraw that statement.
You see, and I am, first of all, I apologize to the people of Uganda for allowing such a statement to pass.
How should that
Mr. Alan Navasa, please, you see, knowing that we are not psychiatrists, and knowing that the president is the fountain of honor, we withdraw that statement. Please withdraw that statement.
I withdrew. But now, the other time I saw even Andrew Mwenda written about that, and the president acknowledged. He replied him saying, however much I'm seen, please, Alan, I have been able to defend Uganda with a pen.
If you actually, Alan, if you actually read the letter of Andrew Mwenda, he never even said anything that the president is senile. It is only the president who replied saying, you might think that I'm senile. It is the president. He said, you might think, but it's not Mwenda who said that.
Quoting about that.
Yes. But to some extent, I think he's right to say that.
No, that's not acceptable. But I want to place a question to Ronald.
Yes.
Ronald, you've heard the actions of the CDF. We know that the case of Besigye is being prosecuted by, I mean, the lead defense counsel is Martha Karua. She was denied entry into the country. into the capital to represent Dr. Besigye and Elias Lukwago. And we know that the CDF clearly indicated that it was on instructions that this lady was not allowed into the premises of court. Is that something that we can, as a country, sit around and believe that it's normal and it's business as usual? It's the CDF's outreaching hand of how he does things and all that. Do you think this is the way to go?
You see, Wesige, first of all, the CDF, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, is also Ugandan. First of all, he's also Ugandan. My friends have been here saying that he's into politics. He's determining who should be the leader of opposition, who should be that. Just like you, Best Arnold, you also have interest in politics. So, being the CDF or being the president's son does not mean that he also takes away the responsibility and also the interest he has in politics. Secondly, he is the CDF. He actually has a big say and stake in the security of this country. If from intelligence that Martha Karua may be, you know the charges that are against Besigye. Treason. Treason is a very big criminal offense. If he has intelligence or if he has information that the coming of Martha Karua has something to do or has any influence in the case against the person who is actually being charged about treason, then he has the capacity to do that, to order that she should be deported. But Wesige, maybe to take you back to our topic, everyone is saying about democracy. That because the new bill targets to take away democracy from Ugandans. What is democracy? Democracy should be, literally, is the government of the people, by the people. Rule by the people. We are saying that the opposition should elect from themselves the leader of opposition. It is actually the status quo that does not favor democracy. The status quo says the party with the highest majority can choose who should be the leader opposition. And we are saying it should be inclusive and it should be participatory. So I don't see anything in that. Secondly is that when you say that this comes at a time when the CDF has made comments about Joel Senyonyi, let us look at the bigger picture. Is the bill important? Yes. Is it going to actually revive democracy in the leader of opposition's office and in parliament? Yes. Then why should we major on minors and minor on majors? The major thing here is to revive democracy in election of the Speaker of Parliament. Thirdly, Mr. Wesige, Alan said that the Ugandans went out and voted for NUP as the main political party, main opposition political party. So it is now the NUP that should decide on behalf of Ugandans, on behalf of all opposition, to front whoever candidate they wish should guide. But this is not what the Constitution says. Power still belongs to the people. However much you say you elected the NUP as the second biggest political party in parliament, the people, especially the opposition MPs, still have their power. So you should, if it was the case, we would say that since the NRM has the biggest number in parliament, they should go ahead and elect the speaker from within themselves. But that was not the case. Election was held and we selected the speaker. So I don't see where this worry comes from. Since the people who are going to elect the leader of opposition are also members of the opposition. Arnold says that they are going to come with money and bribe the opposition. Actually, that means that we don't have a serious opposition. If you are serious about opposing this government, if you are serious about bringing alternative solutions, why should you be accepted to be bribed?
No, you see, Mr. Wesige, about that, the NRM, actually the opposition is, it has the independents that are leaning to NRM. So this is the question. These people, they are associated with they are associated to the state, they are associated to the NRM, they are associated to now the Speaker of Parliament. Yes, he might not come in to vote, but then these people are going to vote. So these are the people that are going to bring money. They are going to be taken to the State House. They are going to be given 100 million.
Because Ronald, now imagine a situation where an independent is actually elected as the leader of opposition.
Yes.
Then who are they accountable to? Who are they? Because who are voted as independent.
Exactly. How will the independent leaning to NRM member of parliament, if after voted as the leader of opposition, come to check the government?
First of all,
you cannot. I told you when I was submitting that a thief can never choose
who is a thief?
His own guard.
Who is a thief?
This sisters.
Of course, we have seen always the people who have
but
been...
maybe we allow him answer that, because how is it possible that you're going to allow independents to vote for a leader of opposition, of which we know certainly that there are some independents that are NRM leaning, and if at all they contest as the leader of opposition and they are voted. So do you imagine a situation where a leader of opposition is actually NRM leaning? Don't you imagine that situation?
First of all, this bill is going to be debated onto the floor of Parliament. And I think one of the amendments, and I predict one of the amendments that will come in this bill, is to differentiate between the independent MPs who are leaning to NRM. They signed the memorandum of understanding.
How is that going
NRM.
to be done? How is that going to be done? Because if you're independent and you're NRM leaning, you're that. Yes. So how are you going to assess who is NRM leaning and who is not? There are those that didn't sign MOUs, but they actually belong to, they have affiliations with the particular opposition parties or governing parties.
Whoever didn't sign the memorandum of understanding with the NRM, it automatically means he belongs to the opposition.
No, it doesn't.
Even if he doesn't, but
they're actually independent.
They are independent,
yes,
but they can choose to align with the opposition.
Okay.
So this means that they are also eligible to vote and contest. And like I said, I predict that those who signed the memorandum of understanding with the NRM, first of all, they won't be allowed to contest, and that they won't be allowed to vote. But I still insist that the opposition can still mobilize numbers within Parliament.
Okay.
And actually win that. It is about democracy, making sure that it is inclusive. The members of Parliament who are opposition and also independent but opposition leaning choose the best candidate for the leader of opposition's office.
Okay, thank you. I think we've exhausted this particular topic on the leader of opposition. I want us in the next few minutes that we're left with talk about the state of the opposition. Where is the opposition as we are speaking? It looks like there is no activity in the different political organizations. What is it that the FDC is doing as this term of office commences? What is that Najana Nkumbi, Alan?
You see, at Najana Nkumbi, we are making wonders. We have already met as the National Executive Committee. We met, we passed resolutions, we had a strategic plan for this year. We are already in the countryside. We are meeting and inducting our elected local council from LC3 municipalities and the district councils. Those who went through, we have managed to induct them, giving their insights in the roles they are going to play, the party interests, how they are going to be incorporated in the councils. And we have repressed the leaders who went, for example, the Nsabambi Kanonya from Ukota. He was repressed by Honorable Ibrahim Kasozi as our deputy president for Western region. We went to the north. We roast the chairperson, James Apiri. We repressed him. So at Najana Nkumbi, we are doing well and we are recruiting, and in the months to come, we are going to hold public rallies, recruiting people, especially at the universities. We are going to put up the university chapters across all universities.
But it all seems like the opposition is in slumber. it doesn't look like it looks like the intention of President Museveni and maybe the CDF to dismantle and get rid of the opposition entirely is correct.
And again, you see, as the opposition, you see now when they took Dr. Kizza Besigye was playing the big role as the face of opposition. Also, to be honest, we are struggling without him. Dr. Besigye was our peer. He's still our peer even in prison. So for the NUP now NUP also is in slumber, you can say. Because being the leader of opposition, they should be initiating activities, policies. But you see, for them also, they still have their foot surgerism in their heads. So, but we are going to work harder. You can see, we had a press conference, a joint press conference of the whole opposition. We were at PFF as the FDC. We were at PFF. The other time we were at DF offices. We are going to rejuvenate our position now in this country.
Okay.
Yes.
I appreciate Jabel Kabeho, who is listening to the show. Thank you, Jabel, and everyone who is in Kakova catching the show. Let me speak to Mr. Bestanold Ankunda. The state of the People's Front for Freedom. We know, and generally the opposition, we know that the leader, the de facto president of that party, is the retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye. And now your president, the senior lawyer, Elias Lukwago, is also incarcerated. We know that the members of parliament that you have less than 5 about that. You actually have 2. You have Betty, Achan, and Asnans. You literally have only 2. What is it that Ugandans, especially those that believe in your ideology, should hope on? What does, and knowing that the charges against Dr. Besigye and Elias Lukwago are grave, it can go either way. What is your plan?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Besigye. And about that, one, opposition is still here, and it is still living. The fact that we are here, I'm representing the People's Front for Freedom. When you go to different social media platforms, you see voices are still on, fighting for better roads, better health facilities, and so on. So the fact that people are still raising voices, opposition is still here. But also, very many Ugandans have been bringing that question that opposition is half dead, that the PFF has 2 candidates in parliament, has 2 members of parliament in the parliament of Uganda today, then that the opposition, that the NUP and so on are few in parliament. But then we need to know the reasons as to why we are few, we are 2. We went into elections when our patriarch leader, Dr. Kizza Besigye, was incarcerated, like you said. And the reasons, they are still silent after almost 2 years in prison. Still silent. He calls for prosecution, that if you know there is anything that I did, please prosecute me. But they are still quiet. So, there is a saying by these guys that when you're in the bush fighting, and then maybe you sense there is danger this side, what you need to do is to first maybe stop walking, keep quiet, and listen to where exactly the danger is, and then you know how to deal with it. So what we are doing, the opposition right now, you cannot go on and maybe run to these activities of mobilizing, through the whole country, when you have Lukwago in prison, because we always go to attend the court sessions. We always go to, now there is Dr. Besigye, we always go to attend the court sessions of Dr. Besigye. Yesterday we got news that Miriam Matembe is lost. So we are still we are now looking for where could she be. We are still looking for Sam Mugumia. We have political prisoners that we are arrested for nothing, even in elections. We are into all that. So all that is transpiring in the opposition cannot allow you to go on mobilizing the whole country, do the usual activities we always did. It cannot. We are now looking on how we can replace Martha Karua because the government has stopped it has stopped her from entering the country. He has been a lead counsel. So the whole mind is into that. And now when we are dealing with Martha Karua looking for the replacement, now here comes, we see the MK staffs, what he's doing in the country. So we are dealing with all that. These people that have been imprisoned for nothing, they have children. Normally, me have met with around 3 children of the people that are in prison. Of recent, I met with the son of Rukwago to give him advice. Because he's like, I'm doing law. But then I'm now seeing my dad who inspired me to take this back course. Now he's being treated like this. Where am I heading? So the son is like, what should I add on? My father is there, he's sick, now taken to Murago. They don't even know who exactly is treating him. So the man is almost running mad. So he needs advice. All this we are doing is now stopping us from doing the usual activities like we used to do. Going to villages. Now we are going into LC1 elections. Don't be surprised to see members of PFF not engaging themselves into this, because we have a lot to do. Like I've told you, what is transpiring surely needs it needs time to take and maybe see where danger is coming and how to deal it. So we need to first deal with the danger and maybe resume and come back to normal.
Yes. Ronald, is the fate of the opposition sealed? As the NRM sealed the opposition's fate?
Actually, from Arnold's submission, you may actually learn that the opposition has already lost hope totally. You see, the opposition in any democratic country should be like a government in waiting, should present alternative ideas, should bring alternative policies to the government, and should also check the government. But when Arnold and my friend Alan here comes to this show and says that because Besigye is in prison, for us we are all going to court, so we should not leave other things. We are not even going to mobilize for local council elections. We are still mourning for the deceased fellows. Now, where is the stake of the opposition? Where is the future of opposition? I'm actually disappointed in them. First of all, it is a clear identification that there is no opposition, only that there are a few individuals in opposition. These people, the Arnolds, the Allans, they are all looking at very few individuals. For example, Arnold told you that because Chiza Besigye is in prison, now all their attention, they are not doing anything. They are not mobilizing. They are not recruiting new members. They are actually, all their focus is on Dr. Besigye. What if Besigye is no more? Which means there will be no more PFF. Or if you look at the National Unity Platform right now, it is all about Kyagulanyi as a person. If Kyagulanyi is not there today, it means there is no National Unity Platform. The reason why I say that I'm a member of NRM and why I subscribe to the NRM is because I believe in the 4 ideological principles of NRM. Democracy, Pan-Africanism, patriotism, and socio-economic transformation.
Small question to my friend. Yes, he is of course claiming that the opposition is no more. Maybe
it is you who actually said that.
But no, I didn't say that it is normal. I told you how we are dealing with all this that is on our table But then we see what exactly his party NRM. You see, NRM also is in limbo.
But how do you fault NRM for fighting you? How do you fault NRM
For fighting opposition?
for making effort
to
actually get rid of opposition?
No, my question is NRM is also in limbo.
But they are running government.
How are they running government?
They actually have
the president is quiet into all these injustices that are happening, as if he's not watching. He only comes to update on Ebola. He only comes to update on the wife, how the state of the wife. Where is NRM? And it has no injustice. The injustices that are perturbing them, it has nothing that is actually perturbing them like the opposition, but it is also in limbo. What is also happening in NRM? Before NRM, you claim that the opposition is dead, where is NRM?
NRM is here. NRM is leading government.
You find the whole RDC speaking
let me ask you.
in tongues. So where is it?
Yes, let him answer that.
He asked me where the NRM is. So for sure, any Ugandan or any listener right now can actually tell you or answer you that question. The NRM is in government. The NRM has the president. The NRM has the ministers. We have a fully constituted government. We are running actually the entire government. The NRM right now, we are actually mobilizing for the local council elections. And I can assure you that almost 95% of the chairpersons LC1 from across the 71,200 villages in Uganda will be NRM. So for you to come here and say that where is the NRM, actually you're asking the obvious. The NRM is doing wonders. The NRM is doing things. It is you, the opposition, who actually in deep slumber. You're actually not focusing on things that actually should be transforming you. You are not mobilizing structures. You are not recruiting. You are not mobilizing your people to actually involve themselves in actually getting leadership. Like also, it shouldn't be a surprise that the NRM or President Museveni said we are going to finish the opposition. Because any role of government, if a government is in power, the first priority is to hold the power. You cannot just give out power. Like that this is opposition, now we are sympathizing with them, let us give them and no. This is democracy. If the ruling party, the first priority is to protect power. Now it is you, the opposition, to resist and say we must also capture power. So for you to complain here that because they are actually trying to fight us, it is your role to resist the fights and actually do wonders and actually outperform the NRM.
Okay, let's pick a bit of calls before we get to the parting shots. Call in on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and let's get to hear you. The state of the opposition, we know certainly the opposition is not doing the best. It's not had a lot of activity going on, knowing that the biggest opposition figures are either in exile or in jail. Let's speak a bit of your calls, the big set. Just lost that. Call in on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. I'll be able to read some of your questions. The big set.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
That is Patrick from Kola.
Yes, Patrick.
On the issue of...
Just lost you on 752-912-912 and 780-912-910. Call in and let's get to hear from you. The big set. Hello. I don't know. The calls have not been the good ones. But nevertheless, let me pick our parting shots. Let me start with Navasa Alan. What is your parting shot, sir?
My parting shot on this topic.
On both, you could talk about this. Miriam Matembe, we know certainly we are seeking that those that are holding on Honorable Miriam Matembe, in fact, Dr. Miriam Matembe, they should be able to take her before courts of law and try her for the offenses, if any. Yes, Navas.
Yes, I encourage MP Dennis Namara to withdraw this bill it will not add anything to well-being of Ugandans, and I call upon all the FDC members to prepare for LC1 and women elections, which is near, and we select our flag bearers and participate. And I want to pray for Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye and Dr. Elias Lukwago to have strength. This is the world, this is the struggle.
Yes.
Yes, and the struggle, it will be like this for many years to come.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Arnold, your parting shot.
Yes, thank you. Of course, Honorable Namara cannot withdraw the statement because it is not him speaking or tabling this, but there is some force that is sending all this. So he might not withdraw it, but then I encourage all Ugandans, please continue speaking up. Come speak up. Don't sit and die when you're standing. Yafira hagaze. That's how Banyarwanda stated. Yafira hagaze. Like that. So speak up. Don't let it to best honor to honor speak. Don't let it to my friend here to speak. Come speak up. Because when I come alone to speak, they are going to take me to the basement and then you will be left with no one. Come, all Ugandans, and speak to the injustices that are happening. Today it might be me, tomorrow it is you. So when you wait for danger to first come, then you're in danger already.
Thank you. Mr. Ronald Akankwatsa.
You see, I want first of all thank Honorable Dennis Namara for bringing this very important bill to Parliament. Actually, this bill will actually revive democracy in Parliament, in election of the Speaker, of actually the leader of opposition in Parliament. And I want to appreciate that. Secondly, Arnold said that the PLO is just trying to involve itself in politics without a clear roadmap about the youth or whatever. But I want to inform you that we have the MK fund that is actually going to support many young people in this country. It's a 1 billion fund, and it's actually going to support youth in manufacturing, youth in agriculture, also as a supplement to the already existing initiatives like the Parish Development Model and the Myoga ETC. Also, Wanyaji, I want to also encourage the people outside there that the local council elections are coming up. Let them go out and participate. Let them go out, those who want to contest, especially the young people. We know we have had the last elections, I think, 10 years ago. Let them go out and participate and actually have their say. Like I said, democracy is one of the core principles of the NRM. So the participation of the young people is very crucial. And like I always say that one of the things that we really need right now as a country is leadership transition.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Ronald Akankwatsa. Thank you, Mr. Bestano Dankonda. Thank you, Navasa Alan. And thank you for all those that have called in and been a part of the conversation. Thank you to all the loyal listeners that have called to the show from the start up to where we are at. My name is Wesige Banyaji. The show is ended. We have news at the top of the hour. The World Cup is still on, so the Sour Boys will be giving you the best. Let's catch up next Saturday for God and my country. Good morning.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of this radio station or its management.
This radio is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission, UCC.